Welcome back to GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley, and we're going to be taking a look at the Zoom ZFX Stack Package, which is a hardware-software package. It comes with the ST2 USB audio interface, just a basic USB recording interface, and the ZFX plug-in software, which is a guitar amp and effects simulation plug-in, or emulation plug-in. It's not unlike Amplitube or Guitar Rig. It works as either a VST plugin or a standalone program. Okay, so I've opened the ZFX plugin as a little standalone program here, and we can see this is the basic interface for the plugin. It does come with a tuner, which is nice. You can assign your expression pedal in the external pedal controls here. You can save different patches here. But let's go back to the main sort of catalog here. This catalog is where you'll find all of your guitar amps, bass amps, guitar and bass cabinets. You can choose your different microphones here. And you'll have basically your catalog of different effects. So wah-wah effects, distortion effects, modulation effects, delay and reverb effects. Then you've got tools here, which we'll get into a little bit later. Well, let's start off by selecting a guitar head. Right now we've got the 1965 Bright amp selected. Let's actually hear how that sounds. Just playing through a Stratocaster plugged directly into the input on the ST2. Already hear a little bit of that tube grit. I've got my tube saturation at about 12 o'clock right now. Let's tune it up to 3. So in addition to the input controls on the actual ST2, you can control all the little parameters on each of the actual amps here. So like here we've got our little, our Fender emulation. I've switched flip the bright switch. Adjust the volume here. Treble. And there's a ton of amp heads in here, so there's a lot of stuff to play with. Let's go to the 1959 Marshall. You can already hear a very, very different sound. Now let's go down here and switch the cabinet. Right now I've got an orange style cabinet on here. Well, let's switch it over to the Marshall 412 and hear how that sounds. So a very different sound. Lots of stuff to play with here. Now let's go over to our mic selection. Right now we've got basically an SM57. This little window here is your sort of mic adjust window. You can actually adjust the placement of the mic relative to the speaker cone. You can hear, even with just the fuzz there, just the hum coming through, how that will change the sound. Let's actually play a string and move that. Right in the middle of the cone here. You can even back the mic away from the cabinet and get a picture of your sort of virtual studio here, and you get a lot of room tone. So we've got the 57 selected right now. You can see we've got a little Sennheiser 421. Let's move that over here. You get that more pronounced mid-range of the 421. We got a little C414 action here. Who knows which one it is? It's just a 414. And then even a U87 emulator. So each mic has its own, basic characteristics here. Does it actually sound like a U87 in a room with a 1959 Marshall? I'll plead the fifth on that one, but it certainly is a lot of fun to play with, and there's some decent sounds here. Okay, let's move on to the effects section.